line at Starbucks, some girl's just putting her hair up. I'm not like, oh, that lucky barista.
That's what he
He's
just
about
saw
to
somebody
just,
walking down the street putting her hair in a ponytail, and he's like, "Oh, I kind of like that." It's like,
that's insane. That's insane.
Just porn brain, dude.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh Lord, please help me.
I call you dangerously horny for a reason because a normal, regular human
There's
being,
3 guys. Like, yeah.
No, because they're giving you why.
Yeah.
Not 3.
The context.
There's 5 guys right here. We all just saw the same thing happen with the same person. None of us were like, "Oh yeah, baby, put it in a ponytail."
I like that though. I didn't do that.
I
feel validated.
But no, yeah, that's why. That is the connection your brain makes because you've got porn brain.
We didn't talk about it, but Tibbs is fired. I know you former New York Knicks fan.
Yeah, recovering.
What is your reaction?
I mean, it had to be done.
Yeah.
Tibbs is a relic, and his brand of basketball will never win a championship. So we'll see who they hire to see if they make an upgrade. But
Mike Malone
would be a better coach than Tibbs for sure.
That's the only answer, I think.
What about Dan Hurley?
I saw.
What about Jay Wright? Wow.
Yeah, Jay Wright is the one. Yeah. That's the sleeper one.
I could see Jay Wright for sure.
2 ships at Villanova. Bring back DiVincenzo.
The Nova boys, for real.
I mean, if you want to go all in, Jay Wright would be the move. I think Mike Malone would probably be the smarter move. I think Mike Malone could get the most out of Karl Anthony Towns.
That's fair.
But
I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be there.
I don't get that. Where is that shit coming from?
Yes. After 1 year of them
think
being
if anyone, you're trading Mikal Bridges, not Cat.
I don't think you're trading anybody.
I think
this was 1 year.
Wants to buy Mikal Bridges for what they gave up.
No, they're not going to get.
They're not going to get that.
Yeah, they're not going to get that back.
No, I think you saw them have a lot of success with Mitchell Robinson. Cat look a little out of place as the playoffs got further. And while Cat's a talented guy, I think you're going to look at. I think you're going to look at guys like there's already rumors that there's potentially a Kevin Durant Cat swap that they're talking about. There's other teams doing that. Well, Phoenix, and maybe we'll get to that later, but they want a center. So Pistons, we got some.
Yeah, Chris, we got something on the.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
This guy, Chris, dude.
No, you're good.
I literally teased it. What are you doing?
Tease. But yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any rumors of Cat getting traded.
I don't understand it.
There is no way the
Knicks
Knicks are going to blow it up after 1 season. Absolutely not.
He wasn't the problem.
No, he was not. Their coach, it was literally Tibbs. They fired Tibbs. I think Mike Malone would be the better option. But if you want to go all the way in and just say, "Hey, we're doing this," Jay Wright. I saw Stephen A. Smith was plus 6,000.
What?
Yeah,
that's awful.
You never know, man.
I saw Chris said the Cavs coach was like the second favorite.
Yeah, he was he was the second favorite. Coach of the year.
Kenny
Does that
Atkinson.
mean he's getting fired? No, it probably means he would leave that Cavs job for the Knicks job.
But I don't think you can do that.
Patino is more likely than Wright. Says Great Beard 78. I don't know. I think Jay Wright would be more likely than Patino.
Yeah, I don't think Patino's going NBA again.
Yeah, Patino's not. Oh, damn it. Just try.
I got her. I hope she didn't see me.
Probably did. They saw us yesterday.
What'd you say?
Some girl saw us yesterday. She looked in to do that same thing and saw us. We're whoa. Kept walking down the
Start puking. Oh God.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta go Jay Wright.
I feel no. You should go Mike Malone.
It's Jay Wright or Mike Malone. But here's my thing, and I do believe in coaching now after watching JB Bickerstaff do what he did.
Patino's 94. It says MPW. Yeah, they're not hiring Rick Pitino.
Yeah. Wasn't the NBA
it's like that would be like when the White Sox hired Tony La Russa. It would be the same thing.
I think Patino already coached the Knicks.
Yeah, I think he has before.
I'm just saying. Also, too, this guy Tibbs has to run the fade with Karl Anthony Towns. He got him fired twice.
Yeah, he did.
That is true.
Yeah.
He's got to run the fade.
I mean,
he was the head coach of New York Knicks from 1987 to 1989.
Patino's from New York and needs to redeem himself. That doesn't mean the Knicks are going to hire him.
So as you said with Mike Malone,
that's a good story. It's
Let
a
me
good
get
comeback.
redemption.
They're not at the point of redemption stories. They're at the point of let's get a guy to win us a championship, and that would be Mike Malone, I think.
Also, did you guys know that Jalen Brunson's dad is an assistant coach on the staff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He played for the Knicks as well.
It's kind of crazy.
What I was going to say, though, too, is he'll probably stay.
Well, yeah, no, he's not going anywhere.
I doubt he goes
Chris,
anywhere.
can you send me a link?
Yes, gotcha.
What I was going to say, though, to the Malone thing is, like, as much as I do think he's a good coach because he came up under great tutelage at Oakland University under the famous, I can't think of his name at the moment right now. Who's the coach at Oakland? Spencer?
Greg Campy.
Yes.
He's not going anywhere.
No, I don't think he's going to. But I'm saying, like, Mike Malone coached under him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
You can tell.
I think he's a good coach. But
like the same.
how much of that championship was also having fucking Jokic? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of it.
Yeah.
A vast majority of it.
I think Jay Wright, who already coached up these guys and won with these guys, I almost like that better.
But he's never done it at the NBA. In the NBA.
No. But I think at college level, you're doing more X and O's than you are NBA.
Yeah.
Listen, I think either way is a tremendous
I think
hire.
either way is a good
Yeah, I don't
choice.
think you're going wrong either way.
MPWMU says Dick Vitale. Get Dickie V in there. Dickie V versus Rick Pitino for the #1 spot.
I don't want to sound disrespectful at all, but he's a fighter, dude. That guy's still kicking.
Flannel, you better watch your mouth, Flannel.
Whoa, Flannel.
What
could you say about Greg Campy?
Yeah.
What is it if he coaches at Oakland and he has them in the fucking final Sweet 16?
Yeah.
You can't say anything bad about that, Flannel. Come on.
Come on, Flannel.
Call in.
No.
248. I don't know.
You hold your tongue, Flannel. Greg
seriously.
Campy is a saint.
Fuck, I should have went to this right away. The Madden commercial. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, Chris, play it. You mute it,
All right.
but play it.
Madden commercial?
Was it the one with the cover? No. That was the one
I
with
sent like a brief. Make sure I'm pretty sure I sent it.
Hold on. Let me
Just
just
36
Did you
seconds.
send that link?
I'm sending in a
Yeah, I sent it.
screenshot real quick, too.
Also, hey, by the way, you guys did not cover this in yesterday's episode, but I feel like you should. The jailbreak.
Yeah. We got
Yes.
a jailbreak update. We're going to get to that for sure.
But how about the fucking Madden thing I asked you for, bud?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did you send it, bud?
Yeah, I did. It's a 34-second clip.
Where is it today?
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
In the
Oh,
heavyweight
it's that
chat.
one? Okay, gotcha.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this one.
Piece of work. I just didn't know there's any music on it. Look, in the little Madden highlight,
A lot of Lions.
a lot of Lions against the Green Bay Packers on the road, which happened in real
I
life.
mean, yeah, that was
And they put the
iconic
headstand Sally
Hey.
in the game.
that's pretty sweet.
That is pretty fucking sweet.
Fire.
Also, Green Bay Packers fans are amongst the most arrogant, cockiest fucking fan base. I love they got to watch that.
Yep.
I think there's one Jordan Love highlight where he slipped through the ball from the Brazil game. That's it.
Jordan loves
Congratulations, you just got Amon-Ra St. Clown.
Fucking great drop, Nick.
Let's go,
Phenomenal
boys. We're back.
I don't know. It's just sweet that the Green Bay Packers fans to relive that moment and relive getting swept by us.
Oh, it's always good. I hate Packers fans. Always good to cause them some pain. Hopefully we sweep them again this year.
Yeah. I think I kind of want to get him on the show, but I'm kind of like,
Who, Pete?
no.
The
This
one guy that tweeted out that shit that you
yeah, he's
responded
been
to?
like a fourth string quarterback for the Packers. Last year he said the same shit. Didn't come to fruition. Saying the same shit again, talking about the Packers and Bears
Yeah. owning
fighting for the
division.
North
Oh, shit.
over the Lions, and Lions being the
Shit.
wild card spot.
Uncle Jay with 5 gifted subs.
I would just like to hear the
Appreciate you, brother.
logic in some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
There is no logic in
Spenny
dumb
will
shit.
fight him.
We saw yesterday
Yes.
when you say stupid fucking shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You don't have any logic to back it. You just but remember the world why they didn't go to the World Series last year? They lost. Oh, okay. So
What?
that means
Yeah.
the Cy Young isn't this
Well, the
year?
other part of it too is like,
My
I guess
God, dude, I couldn't believe that.
if voters truly vote on the story, we've had this conversation too with the Hutch Defensive Player of the Year or
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, like the story of it all.
That's not the Cy Young. That happens for different awards. It
Yes.
does. Like Coach
Yeah.
of the Year. We talk about it with Coach of the Year all the time. Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Those are different. Cy Young
Stories
is
matters in
the
those
best
situations, yeah.
pitcher in the league is
Yeah.
the Cy Young. It's not for interpretation. Fucking King Felix won it with like 5 wins one year or something like that because he was just absolutely, no doubt, the best pitcher in the league. It's just the Mariners sucked.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure DeGrom won it with like 5 or like less than double-digit wins one year. Wins don't matter in the Cy Young. Wins matter when you're trying to progress in the playoffs, yes, but that doesn't matter. Like, oh man, don't even get me started again. God,
Nick,
Talking about winning, doing a lot of it lately. Chris, could you please play what was just in the Slack for your boy?
It's not another video from live game footage, is it?
Yeah, we got to start reviewing what you sent.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
we'll go over
it. Chris, please play the screenshot. This was the Colorado Rockies on social media after winning
they got a dub?
three straight W's.
Wow.
They said win since June 2nd, Colorado Rockies 3, Scotty Scheffler 0. Because all the jokes were flying about Scotty winning multiple tournaments and the Rockies not winning any games.
Yeah.
So the Rockies admin fired back, poking some fun at themselves. That's what it's all about. That guy deserves a raise, whoever the hell or girl who put that together.
They, them.
Or they.
Hey, it's mental.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah.
It's men's mental health month as well.
It is men's mental health.
Yeah, of course they make Pride Month the same month.
Shout out to Uncle Jay for the 5 gifted subs in the Woodward Sports chat.
Gotta take away.
My man just came into. Speaking of mental health, men's mental health.
No, seriously though.
No, seriously, honestly, and I like
extremely important. I've had a couple friends lose their lives to the battle of mental health, and it is not something.
Yeah, and sometimes losing your life isn't necessarily like obviously losing your fucking life, but like it could be you spiraling out of control, like drinking, losing your job, like you're losing your livelihood, like you do shit like that. Like it is important.
Got to lock it. I've made. I think my life's going pretty good right now. Yeah. I'm making a lot of positive. I got a house. I'm doing very well with other things, and I'm getting in the best shape. I haven't done drugs in a while, and a big part of that is just mentally attacking every day. You can't. There's no room to be weak. This isn't a world where you can be weak. You need to mentally attack every day, and a positive outlook can actually change a lot of things. You got to stop.
Fuck yes, it can.
Stop thinking about, oh, damn, I didn't get this. Damn, I didn't get that. Start thinking about what I'm going to do, what I have to do, and what I'm going to build towards. And positivity and consistency are the key to success in life. I believe that. It's been proven for me over the past couple of years that has really changed my life. So positivity and consistency, and you're going to accomplish a lot of things.
Yep. I mean, you know my story off air.
Yep.
Fucking wild one.
I actually just told it to Mustache the other day.
Well, thanks.
I mean, I figured you guys are cool enough that I can let it fly.
I love that.
It was funny because we were talking about something. Yeah.
Because you're talking about my sexual problems.
No.
I'm not gay no more. I am the.
That was an elite drop.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, since we're telling people, Nick has. I just want to freak out.
I am delivered. That's a good drop, dude. Wow.
Speaking of men's mental health.
Play that drop. I didn't know what it was gonna come.
That's
okay, sure.
Yeah.
How would you? I would be so uncomfortable with bringing my girl in the Lady Janes with me. I feel bad for this guy right now.
Oh yeah.
There's girls in the other chair, unless maybe they're into that.
Maybe they're into that.
Yeah.
That's the first step. She's got to see.
Yeah.
Like, do I like watching? That's the first step. And then you progress it going forward.
Yeah. You're just getting the fucking hair thing. All right, let's go to break. We're well over.
Ben Johnson. Super serious. Probably the most serious read we have, Nick.
Yep.
No pressure.
Don't screw this up, Nick.
If you've got a crisis, let Ven point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Ven. Ven Johnson Law.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
A place that played a huge role in me changing my life for the better. Planet Fitness, join in club or online at planetfitness.com. $15 a month, you can start that. It's perfect. You can go in any day. They got everything you need. They got tons of treadmills. Make sure you hit up Planet Fitness, or you can upgrade to the Black Card and get everything. The use of all the amenities in there. You can go into any location in the world. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodwardSports.com. Me, my more Rex, young Chris.
Shout out to Michael DeVries for the 5 gifted subs in the chat. Easy is just never going to get one of these.
I will never get one.
No.
Maybe there's something like on my pro. I don't know.
Are you like a super admin? It might be that. Because I'm an admin, but I think I'm just a regular admin.
I don't know. How do I know if I'm a super admin?
I can check.
Maybe that's why. But if I'm a super admin, I should still have stickers then. Right? I mean, what the hell?
Appreciate all you guys in the chat as well.
Shout out.
Well, a big outpouring for Nick and coming out of the closet, but
whatever way you shoot, don't matter to me.
Love who you love. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love all you guys.
Amen.
Except for who is it, Nick? Who you know? There's one guy you don't love.
Stick sucks.
What was it? Stick sucks? Yeah, that's who you're going. Appreciate you guys all in the chat, for real. We're going to have Rogelio on later. Rogelio Castillo of Tigers Minor League Report. A lot go. Obviously, the biggest news with Bryce Rayner breaking his arm yesterday. That sucks. I'm not as freaking out about it because obviously he's still very young, but it was his throwing arm. Same kind of injury that happened to Colt Keith. Moved him to second base. But he's young. He's going to bounce back. He'll be fine. McGonagall's still tearing it up. We're going to talk to our guy Rogelio coming up in about 10 minutes. I'm excited for that.
Have they confirmed that? Broken arm? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, Brady told me earlier.
Jesus.
For Rayner?
Yep.
That's not that bad. Can I be honest real quick? And like this could sound bad, whatever. Take it how you will. I'm not that pressed when guys get hurt in minor league unless they have, like, in AAA at least. Because at least, like, you know, you've made it there that far. You're going to come up. I care more when you're hurt when you're playing for the Tigers. Just straight up. Like, yeah, you have your developmental years. Yeah, it may stunt a little bit of that stuff, but you're going to get in it at some point. Like, when you get hurt for the Tigers, that's when I start giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for that?
No, it's... I don't know if that was confirmed. Brady just might have talked shit to me.
Monty is
I'm
a
looking
man
around
now.
right now. That is not confirmed.
No, you would definitely... God damn it, Brady. That's the second time I've done that. I'm never
From
believing
our guy Lynn Henning has not confirmed
Yeah,
it,
but
so.
it looked
okay.
he was in extreme pain on his arm. Could be a shoulder separation.
We'll get the info from my guy Raj.
Exactly.
He's covering all the minor league stuff.
This motherfucker Brady, dude.
Best in the game.
I'm gonna slap him on the face tomorrow. That's the second time. Because Brady, you know, he played college baseball. I figured he'd be tapped in. See something somewhere on Twitter. Nope. Second time I've taken his advice, and it wasn't true.
What happened to the Tigers yesterday, Spinny?
Bullpen day.
The offense, too, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball, man. That's going to happen. There's a long season. There's 162 games. You're going to have a game like that where you go out there.
I heard the kid on the mound for the Sox is actually kind of nice as well.
And you shit the bed. Yeah, it's a kid trying to prove himself. I'm not reading anything into it. You got a bullpen day for the Sox today, so go out there and fucking pound them.
Nick, Tigers beat reporter.
Yeah, I guess I would say when it comes to the bats and struggling yesterday specifically, their starter did look really good, and I would compare him to a Jackson Jobe-ish. He didn't have that kind of pedigree, but he has that kind of stuff, as you saw with that breaking ball yesterday. He was kind of taken over with it, and then it looked like a rising fastball, the way he was able to pinpoint it high and outside. And specifically, he was able to throw those pitches a couple times to Spencer Torkelson. I didn't like what I saw out of Torque yesterday. I want to see a bounce-back game from him. And then when we did finally get some momentum late in that game, Wencel Perez chases 2 balls out of the zone, one on a changeup, swings at a high fastball with the bases loaded when the game was still in reach. Can't do that if you're Wencel. because he's been throwing together really good at-bats, and that just wasn't one of them. He got outside of himself, bases loaded, 1 out. You want to see us continue to score runs there. It's the White Sox, put them under pressure, and we just weren't able to do that, and we couldn't come up with a big hit. The bats have obviously struggled yesterday, and they struggled a couple games in Kansas City as well.
You know what really would have helped the Tigers yesterday?
I would say for the Blue Jays?
A right-handed bat with some extra base power. I think a consistent right-handed bat, an all-star type guy with some extra base power.
Boba Fett?
Boba Fett. Bring Boba Fett home.
That's a cute-looking man. I saw the AI they sent of him. I thought it was a joke.
No, he's a good-looking guy.
Got the long hair. I'm saying he looks like a girl.
Yeah.
I am a fan of guys with big butts.
He wants to see Boba Fett put his hair in a ponytail is what he's trying to say.
Imagine it was that bad.
No, it just happens, man. It's fucking baseball. Like, if we're really going to dissect every game, was I mad at Torque? Was I mad at this guy? Yeah, the whole team sucked. Flat out. So you got to be better. But it's one game. Whatever. Like I said, they got their bullpen game going now. Go out there and fucking crush them.
Yeah, we got a couple injuries, I guess, too, for our starters. Missing 2 guys in Job and Reese. Riley got 2 hits. Fucking Torres just does what Torres does, gets on base. Doesn't have to hit the damn ball. Meadows, he got walked the one time, but 0 for 4.
Yeah. I want Boba Fett, and I want Boba Fett now. I don't care. Like,
I was listening to
Chris. You got the best team in baseball, Chris. Go get a guy to put you over the top. Go get a guy to help you win a World Series right now.
I was listening to Benetti, and he was on a podcast that he asked him what they should trade for, and he wants an arm. A guy to get some
They
strikes.
need a bullpen arm too.
Yeah, bullpen. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want more?
Both of them.
You got to pick one.
Boba Fett.
Nick?
Yeah, I want Bichette, but it's getting to the point, you saw it last night. Hannafy, not looking great.
Nope.
Also, Tyler Holton looks like he got figured out this season so far. Hopefully, both of those guys can respond a little bit. We've talked about Bichette. There was Aroldis Chapman flying around yesterday. Not rumors, but just speculation. How good would he look in a Tiger uniform?
Pretty good.
He would look great. I guess he's not the best guy, which
total
I
dickhead.
think we're like.
Yeah, it's not the best guy. He's a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
Who? Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, why did they say that?
He's got a lot of
baggage.
Yeah, a lot of baggage.
Like what?
Not a locker room guy.
Like domestic abuse stuff.
Wouldn't fit in with Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
He's a total piece of shit.
But if you're ultimately chasing a World Series, Aroldis Chapman has 2 of them. Why?
He does. Because he's one of the best bullpen arms in the modern era.
Exactly. So, yes, I would take him. Is it going to be a deal that gets done probably closer to the deadline? If it does, if the Red Sox continue to tank, yes. But if the Jays continue to tank, yeah, Bo Bichette, bring him to Detroit.
Real quick, how are you reshuffling things if you bring in Bo Bichette in terms of Sweeney and Javi?
You're putting Sweeney in AAA. Javi's switching off third base with McKinstry every other day. Bo Bichette's your starting shortstop for the rest of the year. 100%. And he's probably hitting 5th.
Yes, and I made a video earlier speculating if we did get Chapman, I wouldn't just stop with him. I would actually go out and get Alex Bregman. This is obviously if we didn't get Bo Bichette. I would make the move. If you're going to make the big move, why not make the biggest move at all?
Shout out Michael DeVries in the Woodward Sports Chat with a gifted sub. Appreciate you, dude. If you get Bo Bichette and Chapman, I think you win a World Series this year. That gives you a consistent extra base threat from the right side, and a guy who he's not Alderton Simmons at shortstop, but he's very good. I won't say very good. He's a good shortstop. And it gets you another lockdown bullpen arm, so you could, if you get the lead in the 7th inning, you could have a combination of Vest, Canely, Chapman. Yeah, do that, please, Chris. Yeah. And I know Aroldis Chapman is a confirmed dick, terrible human being. I don't care. I'm not trading for him to take my daughter or to take my sister out.
Yeah.
I'm trading for him to strike out batters in the playoffs and to win a World Series.
Well,
and that's what he's done in his career.
2 World Series rings. It's not affecting winning, his assholeness.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not throwing off locker rooms to that point.
And I think you've got a good enough locker room where you can handle Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
I also believe that, and that's why I would do it. And I know we're speculating right now. I would like to get Rogelio's thoughts on all of this because I know we got him coming up soon. But when it comes to this team struggling to hit the ball, like the 3 out of the last 4 games, because the other time Carey hit 3 home runs, Parker going off, Perez went off, everybody did. But in those 3 of the 4 games, they went up against Waka, who has a 2.88 ERA. They went up against Bubic, who has a 1.43 ERA. And then they just went up against Shane Smith, who has a 2.45 ERA. So my trend tells me that this team can't hit elite pitching right now, or hasn't been able to 3 of the last 4 games. So when we talk about bringing in a Bo Bichette, a Bregman, whatever this may be, that's me.
An all-star.
That's me speculating. An all-star type bat.
Yeah.
This is the reason why, because these are the kind of arms you're going to see in the playoffs.
Every day.
Every time in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So everybody say, oh, we don't need anybody. I'm telling you, we just faced 3 guys that had a sub-3 ERA, and we put up a total of 2 runs. So I'm not saying this team's, cooked or anything, but I remember when we went up against Max Fried, we obviously weren't
did not do well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nick, can you help out a guy Skywalk? Can you move the
yes.
mic?
I think he's got it now.
doesn't
He's got it
fall?
now.
The chair just keeps moving.
Yeah,
it's gonna fall for sure. Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to talk to Rogelio. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot about the prospects because we've talked about the Tigers being the best organization in baseball, not just the best team in baseball. So, obviously, unfortunately, we got to lead it with the Bryce Rayner stuff. And if there's any injury
best
update,
organization, talking about like the minors
top
and
to
stuff.
bottom.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, best organization in baseball. That's what happens when you're the number 1 team in baseball and you have the number 1 ranked farm system in baseball, which is insane. But
I want to ask about Gibson Long, too.
Yeah, I told him we're probably going to hit on the Rayner stuff, McGonigal, Gibson Long, Briseño, and then some trade stuff.
When I was putting together that clip from Briseño, I was seeing the shit he's done like the past week.
Yeah,
dude. Fucking
he's
insane.
Hitting that nuke every other at bat.
Yeah, clutch time, big bats too.
It's like Yordan Alvarez down there in the high A ball.
It was nuts. But let's go to break.
Yeah, let's go to break.
Come back and connect with Rogelio.
Cool.
Tell us about the merch, Christopher.
Merch.
Let me tell you about the merch. Listen, Woodward people. You need merch. Detroit sports merch. There's nowhere better than WoodwardSports.com. Go to WoodwardSports.com. Click that shop tab day. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all seasons. Make sure you are tapping in for the best Detroit sports merch in the game with Woodward Sports.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. They've got deals for everybody. A 2025 Envision for $259 per month, 2025 Hummer EV for $699 per month, or the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation $169 per month. Scan that QR code on the screen or go to lessstanford.com to see their massive inventory. Les Stanford, together, let's drive.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by some more Rax, young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, as well as my guy, Rogelio.
Shout
out.
What
up, man? How you been?
Hey, gentlemen. Not too bad, man. I've just been currently traveling in Minnesota right now for my day job, so I'm an hour behind, so I get to catch everything as it goes. But it's been good, man. Life is good. The Tigers are fantastic. This is the first time in my adult life that the farm system is a total crap, and it's all is good. I even on the show, sometimes we're just going, what can we nitpick? And I can't nitpick a lot.
It's tough, man. I got to ask, any update on Rayner after last night with the arm injury?
Yeah, so I had some of my peeps. I'm actually checking that right now, right before we went on, and I know he was under. They went to go to the doctors, but no updates as of yet. The minor leagues, as far as like injuries go, the Tigers are very, very like quiet about it. But he was getting an MRI done earlier today, so but no reports of anything as of yet, no updates or that stuff.
And then looking at the brighter side of the things, the Tigers have a guy right now that's playing himself into top 5 prospect in baseball contention. When you look at what Kevin McGonigal is doing, this guy is just I saw someone, I think it was a nameless scout for the Braves or something, call him the best pure hitter in the minor leagues. What has Kevin McGonigal done to kind of almost jump in front of a ton of other prospects for the Tigers? I think he's going to be right up there with Max Clark when you look at rankings next year.
Well, he's number 1 in our top 39 for reasons that, like, since the day we saw him, like, it's very similar to the same kind of vibe that I saw when Colt Keith first came up.
Yeah,
he could just hit. It doesn't matter. Like, just last year when he was in Lakewood, for example, it was almost like he was bored. He's like, I'm gonna just walk because I'm not facing any pitching. Screw you all. And that's like, and he had a chance to talk to him last year. He has got an advanced approach at the plate, and when he was first drafted too. The Tiger, everybody, Baseball America, everybody was like, this was a good idea. And as soon as we saw him, we understood why. I mean, the guy has sneaky power. He can just hit it to all fields. But at the same time, he's just one of those, he's like a baseball rat. He really is. Him and Max Clark have a really good rapport. And, we did get some grief about him being number 1 over Max Clark because the injury risk, which is understandable. He hasn't been healthy.
Yeah.
But so what? I mean, the guy can rake, and him and Max Clark are like 1 and 1A to me. Although the numbers don't indicate that, but he's just a beast, and he kind of reminds me. Have that kind of Chase Utley feel to him, where he's going to play either second or short. And I've seen him play third, but I think long term second or short could be his long term position.
How soon are we going to see him in a Tigers uniform?
Well, the Tigers are very conservative when it comes to calling him up because we always get that every time we tweet out something. Why is he not up in Erie? Well, right now, there's no room for him. I mean, the Tigers, until they start moving people away from Toledo, West Michigan is about to clinch a playoff spot. So once I think they clinch a playoff spot and they get some of those veterans in Erie up in Toledo, like the Trey Cruzes of the world, then you'll see him in Erie. But honestly, I know Lynn Henning from the Detroit News said maybe possibly as soon as next year. He could make the case. I think he is that good. I mean, guys, me. I don't sit there. I don't say things just to say things because shock value. But I was the same guy who also was like, Colt Keith. Oh, what are you guys talking about? No. McGonigal belongs in the same category. I think he could be here as soon as next year. It really depends, though. The Tigers are contending right now, so it's like if the Tigers want him here next year, great. But they might wait till 2027.
And looking at another Tigers prospect who's kind of vaulted himself even further up the standings of what you have with one of the best farm systems, probably the best farm system in the MLB, is Briseño. I look at Thyron Lorenzo. This guy, I loved what I saw out of him when he, the sound of the ball off his bat was just beautiful. But now he's kind of an afterthought to me because of what Briseño's doing.
Well, you guys remember this, or maybe not remember that Briseño hit the Triple Crown in the Arizona Fall League. Yeah. And there were some people out there going, well, he's been done before. He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old. Okay? And that's the difference between guys who did it before who were 25 and 26. And he went up there. He talked to Emily Walden, who's on our staff, and talked about some of the changing of the mechanics of his swing. And it's just made him more, deadlier. And his catching right now has been hit a couple times in the shoulder when the swing back. I think long-term his position's in first, and he's not bad of a catcher. But the fact is he's also got 29 walks to 31 strikeouts. So in addition to hitting really well, he can walk too, and he's got a slugging percentage over 649. And the Midwest League, the league where the Whitecaps play, is hard as hell to hit home runs. The fact he's got 13, making it look the way he does, like Grand Slam the other day against Dayton, where the announcer's just like, that long pause, like that. Briseño is the real deal, and I really, the Tigers haven't had a first baseman prospect like this, and I mean outside of Spencer Torkelson, but I think he's a better, dare I say, better hitter right now for his age, because Torque was already in college at this point, and Briseño's 20 years old.
What do you mean by it's harder to hit home runs at that level?
Because of what I mean, for example, LMCU ballpark is not like a home run friendly ballpark, and the Midwest League, because of like temperatures, usually because it's colder, it's harder to hit home runs. It's not a league where, say, you're in the Texas League, for example, where you have the different altitudes and it's warmer. It's harder to hit the ball or out in West League than it is per se than like the Texas League or something to that effect.
Okay.
Rogelio, Nick in the sound booth here. Appreciated talking to you so far this year. Honestly, it's been just, just a dream come true. And make sure you guys check them out at Tigers Minor League Report as well. They have the best coverage in the
best
game.
For sure.
It is the best. And this is the best farm system in baseball right now. And when you have the best farm system in baseball, you're super deep and you can make trades. And the Detroit Tigers are the best MLB team right now when it comes to record. Where do you believe this team will ultimately make an upgrade? And do you believe it'll be a big one?
I mean, right now you're looking at Cole Keith taking reps at third base, and he played third base at West Michigan. And so maybe they'll look eternal. I think that Scott Harris is going to look eternal first, but I think if they're going to, I think it was Jeff Passan had that awesome rumor about Bo Bichette, who is not coming back because Bo Bichette has made it clear he's not coming back in Toronto. If that's a guy who they want to upgrade, by all means, go for it. That's something that, if that can help you, especially Bichette's hitting better as of late, he's out of that hitting slump he did last year. I think you should take the Tigers. It's something that Chris and I have talked about. This is the first time that I can remember that the Tigers, if they trade away a prospect, would not necessarily be. The Tigers are top heavy. I mean, I think pitching wise, they could use some more prospects, but I think if they do make a trade, it's not going to hurt them because they still have depth, and they have this draft coming up this year too, which is about a month away. So with that being in mind, even with the Bryce Rayner injury, regardless it happens, I think the Tigers still have enough depth to overcome that and go get a right-handed bat. To me, I think they need another right-handed bat, another power bat, or a guy that can just hit, that just gives them good contact, because there's going to be lulls in this offense. Case in point, yesterday with the White Sox or Saturday against the Royals. There's going to be times where the offense is not going to be a home run. It's going to be, they're going to struggle. And if Riley Green, let's say he, hopefully all good health, you still want to have somebody out there that maybe a backup outfielder or somebody with right-handed power. That to me would be what they need at the trade deadline more than anything else. Just a guy, good contact, good power.
I agree 100%. We were talking about Bo Bichette yesterday, and that's me. I'm all in on Bo Bichette and getting him here and having him be your everyday shortstop. And then you put Javi or McKinstry at third base every other day, revealing when he gets back working out. AJ Hinch will do his thing.
What do you give up?
That's what I was going to ask you, Rogelio. We've been talking about Hao-Yu Lee. Do you think Hao-Yu Lee for Bo Bichette, would that move the needle? What are we looking at there?
It really depends on what Toronto wants. I mean, I think a guy like Hao-Yu Lee would probably get you that, and maybe a pitcher or two, because Toronto does need some more pitching depth.
So like a Hao-Yu Lee and a Matt Manning, possibly?
I think other way around.
Maybe they probably want somebody with more upside than Matt Manning. They probably want somebody like the Blue Jays are going to probably ask for Troy Melton, and then we're going to tell them nah, bro. Or somebody maybe like Jaden Ham. Matt Manning, I think, his days in Detroit I don't think he's long for Detroit, but I digress on that. But I think it's going to take a top 5 prospect and a guy that Toronto finds interesting, maybe in the middle of the top 20, to get it done. Or then maybe another wild card or another like just as they say, a lottery ticket. But Hao-Yu Lee, the reason I pause about Hao-Yu Lee is because Harris traded for him in the first place, and Harris, to me, has like this like loyalty with the guys that he likes a lot. And so I know people are like, well, what about Trace Young? Yeah, but it doesn't mean that Toronto, Toronto might look at him differently and make change something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think that the Tigers have to, if they're going to consider this, I don't want Harris to fall into the Mike Ellis, Baltimore Orioles line of thinking, which is like, we must hoard our prospects and do nothing with them. That's ridiculous. Like you want to have that kind of Dave Dombrowski, except for Dave Dombrowski, who was able to trade, a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves, aka crap. The Tigers do have some prospects to trade. It's just a matter of how Harris wants to go about it.
Yeah, and looking at more of these pitching prospects that we talked about for the Tigers, because obviously Job, he's got put on the injured list with the elbow, but Sawyer Gipson-Long is the name that keeps being floated around that maybe he's coming up. He's on the Tigers now. Starting tonight. Sawyer Gipson-Long starting tonight officially. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Sawyer Gipson-Long. Carry a scratch due to a right hamstring tightness, but Sawyer Gipson-Long starting tonight. What can Tigers fans expect out of him in his season debut?
I think they're going to expect the same guy they saw when he debuted almost 18 months ago, when he came up against the Angels and throws a really good slider, controls both left side and right side of the plate, has a very good command of his fastball and his secondaries. He's a guy who I think will give you 5 or 6 innings, and he looked really good in his rehab starts in Toledo and Lakeland. He just looked like the same pitcher out there who repeats his mechanics very well. And I'm excited to see him back in the rotation, because this is a guy who's been out for quite a long time and had a long rehab road back. And I think he's a guy who is a good 4th or 5th starter, will go out there and give you a quality start. And the Tigers need all that right now. I mean, again, like I said, even with Job injured, I mean, the pitching chaos is back for a reason. They want to rest these guys up. Yeah. But people are giving crap about, Skubal didn't go 100 pitches. Guys, it's a long effing season. And if you look how many innings he's thrown already, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them giving other starters more depth and giving them that. We're in June, and I get it. Play the long game, and I think that's what Hinch is doing.
Speaking of Skubal, we had Rob Parker on yesterday. Things got a little heated. Talking the Cy Young race in the AL.
I saw that yesterday. Yeah.
What's your opinion on the matter in terms of the AL Cy Young right now?
Should Skubal's postseason starts last year affect his Cy Young statement?
Come on! No.
That was great.
That was good.
Come on!
Let him cook. Come on! No. Since the Cy Young is decided before the postseason begins, no, it shouldn't affect them at all. Before the postseason, I'm pretty sure that they vote for the Cy Young before the postseason starts.
Yep.
So why does it? I don't understand that. Just because that was his first postseason. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I think
based on his. Yeah, go ahead.
Who's the leader for you right now, though, in the AL?
Honestly, if I took off my Tiger glasses for a minute, I mean, Skubal. I mean, man, I didn't expect to be put on the spot on this like this, but I'm gonna stick with either Skubal is it's 1-1A to me. So I honestly Garrett Crochet can make a case. I mean, Crochet is on a bad team, but he's throwing up some really, really good numbers. But the whip, who's got the better batting average against? Skubal does. So I'm gonna go with Skubal by a hair. It's 1-1A right now.
What really set me off when I almost started throwing insults around is when I said, "What about whip, strikeouts per 9, and opponent's batting average?" He's like, "That doesn't matter." I was like, "What do you mean that doesn't matter, dude?" Oh man.
Come on! I mean, the thing about Parker that cracks me up is he is a baseball guy. How does that not matter? What kind of nonsense is that? Per 9, hello? That is a whip. Those things are palpable things. That makes up the picture. What the? Come on. Sorry.
So right now,
man.
Right now in order AL Cy, you're probably going Crochet, Scoob, Fried, or
I go Skubal and Crochet. They're like 1-1A. Like
okay,
they're interchangeable right now. So I don't, like a win-loss record. If that was like a tiebreaker, which is to me, wins and losses don't matter that much anymore because it's a different game altogether.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go by overall, overall stats. If it's gonna come down to, I think K. Spencer, I think you're right about the K per 9 might come down to it, but the most strikeouts. But you're gonna look at the body of work of look at the control that Skubal's doing walk-wise. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah. You're going to tell me that's not Cy Young worthy? Get out of here.
Almost 12 strikeouts per 9 and under 1 walk per 9. Like, the guy is just absolutely insane.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Oh, actually, I got another highly contested one, actually. We had a debate almost for a week long here. I mean, our show, we're kind of set on it. Verlander or Scoob?
Yeah, I'm glad you guys brought that one up. And that was to me, that's a very good argument. And I know that there's some people on there, but are you talking about overall in a playoff game? Or are you talking just
it was who was the better pitcher? Tiger? Who was the better Tigers pitcher of all time? Was the original question, and then obviously it got.
Yeah, I mean Verlander. And watching Verlander start, it was like musty JV. We all know that. But man, look, Skubal's the best left-handed pitcher I've ever seen, and I've watched Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson was awesome. Like watching Randy Johnson in his prime, that shows my age. But, I'm gonna go Skubal. I'm gonna go Skubal only because, okay. Here's the thing. Like, if you're talking right. Are you talking about if you're talking about
lefty
overall body of work, lefty righty? It's kind of unfair because comparing apples, it's comparing apples to oranges. And also Verlander postseason Verlander is the best Tigers pitcher I've ever seen. Like Verlander in the postseason was absolutely clutch, and right now you can get that to him. But in terms of pure stuff, I mean, if I'm talking pure stuff and pure stuff alone, I know it sounds like a cop out, and so be it. I think I would have to give it to Skubal by there, but Verlander as a postseason pitcher, I would put Verlander. I would give him in any game 7. He starts against Oakland, timeless. Just watching him like a surgeon in Oakland, that place is loud as hell. Yeah. So, but by pure stuff, I'm gonna go by Skubal. But
yeah, that's what
twice. Yeah.
My argument was if you're talking about highest high, peakest peak, who would you rather have? One, if you say Skubal, I'm not gonna be mad. But Verlander had 9 straight seasons of 30 or more starts for the Tigers. Like I need.
They don't make him like that.
Skubal's gonna have to do it for a couple more years before I say he's a better Tiger than Justin.
All due respect, we've seen Scoob get pulled at 90 over the weekend. Verlander's going like 130.
Different world.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know what? Different world, and that's why it's hard to compare, guys. I mean, I know that people. I understand why you want to have that debate. I get it, but even it's so bizarre to me that the game is so far different than it was even 5 years ago, as far as pitchers are going. Because it is crazy. Because if you think about it, pitchers used to go at least 6 or 7. Now they're going 6 or 5, and letting the bullpen. They're kind of what the Yankees used to do, which is build out the games like that. And when they change the rules, you guys remember too, there's no situational lefties anymore. Yeah. The guys have to go out there and pitch 1 or 2 innings, and the Tigers are starting to do that on a regular basis. So it is hard to compare, but honestly, guys, the one thing about Verlander too that really stood out to me was the fact that he went out there and threw 200 innings without a problem.
Yeah.
And that you don't see anymore either.
And
I want to ask, do you think they re-signed Skubal? Just since we're on the topic.
I know that Scott Boras is his agent, and then Boras wants his guys to go to free agency. That's how he makes his money. That's how he gets his reputation. And truthfully, I think, I look at how Tampa and other teams have done in the past. They don't go get pitchers. They don't sign pitchers past the age of 30.
Yep.
They reach a certain thing. But I think the Tigers should re-sign Skubal and make that a long-term. He should be a Tiger for life. I think he should be a Tiger for life. It depends on how his contract's laid out, but I really think that he should be, because he's a guy that is a once-in-generation kind of talent, and he's a guy who I think will continue to evolve as a pitcher. He's a completely different pitcher when I first saw him in Erie 5 or 6 years ago. The change of development. The guy thinks, and he is. Yeah, the change-up's insane. And gentlemen, when you have a pitcher like that who's willing to learn, willing to adapt, that says something. It's not a guy who goes out there and goes, "I'm left-handed. I'm gonna just throw 100 miles an hour every time." He's always thinking, and going down to the locker room, you get that also the feeling too. Just talking to him a little bit. When I asked him about what a Maddox was, he joked around. Like, I don't know, but he was more concerned about the end product, the end result. That to me says like, I'm always thinking about my game and how I can help the team out better. Mm-hmm. That being said, it really depends I think the Tigers are willing to open it up. But Scott Boras is kind of a dick, and he won't. I'm not saying he's a dick. He's just doing his job. He wants to get his clients his money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But are the Tigers going to pay? Is it? You just hope that it's not a Max Scherzer situation where the Tigers go out and embarrass themselves with an offer where it was kind of laughable, and that's where the muddy, the whole trending, or just the whole rigmarole about well, how much is he worth? And so we'll see what happens.
And sticking with the pitchers, before we let you get out of here again, we appreciate you so much. Jackson Jobe, obviously with the injury, you hate to hear it's the elbow. What's your concern level with Jackson Jobe? Obviously, it was just the short-term visit that he was originally put on, but we know that things can escalate pretty fast with pitchers and with elbow injuries. So what's your concern level with Jackson Jobe?
I think it's because, hear him talk about that, he hasn't pitched this kind of stress innings, meaning that he hasn't been under this kind of duration stress, even in the minors, I think got to him a little bit. And I think that I'm not worried about it only because, the loss of velocity in his last start was kind of concerning, but he could be experiencing dead arm. And it could be just a case where it's a guy who is, the stress innings do matter. You can go in there and you're going to it's a whole different ballgame between pitching in Toledo versus pitching up at the major league level. And that being said, from what I've heard and everything, it just feels like to just give him some rest. Maybe he'll come back after the All-Star break, maybe even beforehand, but give him that time. This is the most innings he's going to pitch in his career, and I think the most balls he's thrown as well. So I don't mind the Tigers' approach here. This is why, gentlemen, I cannot stress to you enough, you cannot ever have too much pitching. That's why Kyler Montero is still there. As much as the Alex Cobb signing is, shout out to Montero. Yeah. The Cobb signing, which watching his rehab, he's still in a lot of pain. Ugh, that was brutal. That was effing brutal. My point is, with Jobe, I'm glad that they brought him up and didn't waste bullets. And he's not sitting, he pitched meaningful innings, and I think that's helpful for his development.
Yeah, I believe so as well. And before, obviously, Jobe, a little bit of a negative right there, but a positive, why I believe that this team should unload some of the bullets in the minor league system and go out and get a star, is because they not only are developing their own guys that they're drafting, that they're hitting the international market and they're signing players. Just under $3.2 million came in at Chris Rodriguez, who has now made his debut in the system. Just your thoughts on him and what this means long-term for this organization to go out and be willing to drop a 3.1, plus million on a prospect that's 16 years old at the time.
I think it's really important right now that they continue to have, because Montero is the first developmental win as a starting pitcher, because the Tigers have, outside of maybe Felipe Lira in the 90s and relievers, they really haven't developed any starting pitchers. And so Chris Rodriguez, he's still very raw. He still needs some time. He's got a bucket swing right now, so he's going to need some time. And I don't want fans have gotten, I just talked to Roberto Campos the other day, and talking to him, he's just turning 21. He's still very young for Erie, and people think that he's been in the minor leagues forever, and he has. But gentlemen, Rodriguez is going to be. Who knows how long he'll be in the minor league system, but it's got to take some time. And I think for me, if a true sign of things to come is if the Tigers can get a positional player, like an outfielder or an infielder that's international, because outside of Omar Infante, Ramon Santiago, there's not a lot of guys. You can sit there and say the fourth outfielder they traded for the White Sox. Garcia. I forgot his name now all of a sudden. Garcia, thank you. Yeah. Garcia. They Willie Adames also, but he also they developed elsewhere. So the Tigers haven't really had. If they can just get Campos or somebody of the international class to come up and be a contributor to a major league team, then we can have that conversation about guys like Rodriguez and others like Jose Dixon and even some of their catchers too. They need a hit. They need a hit very similar to what they have on Montero right now, because right now the Tigers have been garbage developing international talent. But I'm glad they're spending. It's not that I'm not mad about it, but they need these guys to be at a big league level to sit there and say, you know what, it's working.
Final question. It's a long-winded one because I thought Torres has been a tremendous signing. I think he works pitchers, gets on base. It's amazing. But between Alex Cobb, the Bregman debacle, and it's kind of like lucking into, I'd say, Dingler, Javi starting the way he did, Torque coming back to life. Like I feel like a lot of that stuff is more luck than like gamesmanship as a general manager. Is there pixie dust in this season with the Tigers, or?
I mean, that's a fair question, Easy, because like I look at it as like, I did an article on what changed with Javi Baez's swing and the change mechanics he made, where he's like not having the bat on his back so much. He's kind of having the bat straight up. He's slowing down the bat, but he's making more contact. I think even like Zach McKinstry, there was something else too. He started changing his swing and he started swinging for more loft. So a little bit of fairy dust because like guys like Andy Baez are starting to struggle a little bit. And so it's a little bit of that and the way he's platooning things, but I also think it's just good development too. And so the Gleyber Torres signing to me was one of the best signings of the offseason because he's a professional hitter. And the Tigers need another guy like that in their lineup. And as far as Dingler goes, look, Dingler, to me, when we first saw him in West Michigan many moons ago, we knew defensively he was a good catcher. He played center field at Ohio State. He was good offensively. Then he got to Erie and then just kind of crapped the bed. He was striking out a 32% rate. But there was one thing about him. He could catch. The entire time, it didn't matter. When Erie lost, when he started the season injured, he came back, and Erie won the championship the first year when Dingler was back and being healthy. Why? Because he's a damn good catcher and knows how to call a good game. It was just a matter of his offense coming into play. And I think with Dingler, it might be a little bit of slowdown, but right now, if he was considered one of the top catchers in the American League right now. And that's not by luck. And you saw him struggle last year, hitting velocity. He's hitting velocity better. He's punishing mistakes. And he's clearly a number one catcher for the future. That being said, you hope that in the second half of the season that continues because they need all the offense they can get from him. So the fairy dust a little bit with there, but I think there's good development in McKinstry. But like I said, I cannot stress this enough, guys. They still need to make another move in order if you want this world, you don't want another Tigers go win 100 games, and you don't want that wall in the playoffs. Let's say they get their first round bye. That happens sometimes. Yep. They go and all that for nothing. I'd rather them play meaningful baseball in October, November than now. Everybody wants to brag about the lineups. Who gives a shit about the lineups right now? It's the lineups that matter and how long they're playing in the postseason that matter to me.
That's a great point.
Absolutely.
The lines.
Yeah, same thing. When you're the best team in the league through, a third of the season, you've got the right to talk like that. It's awesome.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares right now. Nobody's going to care after November. The Tigers have the best record as of June, whatever today's date is. No one cares.
And do we have any update on Vierling? Do we have a Vierling update at all?
Vierling, I hate to say this, guys. I think as of right now, from my understanding, it doesn't look really good. But I have no update. So if there's no update, that means it's not looking good, gentlemen. So I don't. Because it's the same shoulder he was trying to get back from. Nothing as of yet. But I don't think it looks good right now.
Damn. Well, Rogelio, we appreciate you so much, man. A wealth of baseball knowledge. It's always good to see you, brother. Before you get out of here, tell the people where they can get all of this content that you're pumping out. Like we said, Tigers Minor League Report, best in the game. Let the people know where they can get more. Rogelio.
I appreciate that, gentlemen. So you can find us on TigersMLReport.com. We also are on Twitter at TigersMLReport. We're now over 20,000 followers, all organic. So you also find us on YouTube at Tigers MLR Report. You can find me on Twitter at Rajcast Baseball. And then, like I said, Chris Brown, my podcast partner, we hold it down. Chris Brown 0914 on Twitter, and same thing. Just all our content, TigersMLReport.com. And if you want to donate a few bucks to help us out, it goes a long way.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, Rogelio, man.
Hey,
As
we need a
always.
shirt with that face on it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Or like this, just like that,
There you go.
There we go.
Love
Appreciate
you,
you,
good seeing
Rogelio.
you,
Love
man.
All right, thanks, gentlemen, man. Good to see you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
That's the GOAT. That's the
Not
GOAT
only
right
is he
there.
great at the coverage, but he's also a great human being.
Great dude.
Like, genuinely.
Great
one of the-
dude.
yeah.
Remember when we filmed the Heavyweights promo and he had the GOAT mask on? He was
Yeah.
dancing? Oh, yeah, dude. He was the man. Let's do White Claw and Dr. Pierce, then come back to Caesars.
All right.
White Claw? White Claw.
White Claw. Calling all Tigers fans, join us for the White Claw Tigers Tour. Woodward Sports will be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch the Tigers game live on the network. Join Spencer and Easy on Friday, June 13th for our second stop on the tour at Nemo's Bar in Detroit. Be part of the fun and see our reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to one of the hottest teams in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law.
And attention, Detroit fans, if you're looking for the best injury insider, all you got to do is stay tuned with Woodward Sports, because our guy, Dr. Jeff S. Pierce, is here every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers the insight that you can't get anywhere else. But if you are injured yourself, you could go visit him, because he is an actual doctor, at the Michigan Sports and Spine Center, also powered by Amon-Ra of Southfield. Scan that QR code to check out their website, michigansportsandspine.com. Or if you're dealing with anything, Doc, he's a good guy, man. He's not going to gouge you for prices. He wants to help the people. You've heard him. You know who he is. Dr. Jeff Pierce. Give him a call, 248-426-9944.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to michigansportsandspine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Caesars Sportsbook, ladies and gentlemen. How would you like to bet $1,000?
Would I?
And win it right back if you lose as a bonus bet. That's what you could do if you scan the QR code and visit Caesars Sportsbook and use code word Woodward1000. That's code word Woodward1000 for your bonus bet back up to $1,000.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in anytime. Always welcome. Open 7 days a week. You can sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all that good stuff wrapped into one in the King's treatment. Again, walk-ins always welcome. Open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
That's what my eyes on for us this season now is how are we doing against playoff pitching?
Yeah.
Because I as much like I'm happy with the way we started, and obviously everybody's happy with the way we started. Bro, we can luck, like Scott Harris lucked into a lot of this.
It's
a lot.
Everything's
Torres is a great sign.
Everything's going right.
Yes. It's like you got to capitalize.
Torres was a great signing. Canely was a great signing.
Yes.
Flaherty was a great re-signing.
Yeah.
So it's not all luck. And
what was the offensive part, though?
These are some of the guys that he traded for that are, there are some guys that he traded for that are making plays. But
pitching, we've had that.
Pitching, we've had that.
It's the offense. It's the production you're getting from, Javi, kind of, I don't know about now. Javi, McKinstry. Engler was supposed to be an everyday guy.
Yeah, and now you're getting guys healthy.
At first base. Like, yeah, like, you got, I don't know, they just have to capitalize on it.
Yep.
To seal the deal.
And that's why you got to trade for a guy that you know what he is. You know what Bo Bichette is. He's an all-star. He's going to have an 800 OPS. Go get Bo Bichette.
Did you see that video I sent of the Red Sox guys arguing with the coaches?
No.
I sent it in the group chat.
White Sox or Red Sox?
Red Sox.
No.
Shit, just said fuck it. It's crashing over there.
I mean, yeah. Boston's always kind of toxic.
Does Bregman become available to you? I mean, I don't know.
I don't want to trade for Bregman.
I feel like you'd actually look.
That'd make us look like such.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look like a fucking clown. The fact that you could have signed him and had him.
Yep.
Now you are giving up assets for him. Yeah, you're right. All right, Bo Bichette it is. But as promised, Lions in the second hour. I don't know if you guys saw the news, but the Detroit Lions did sign an IOL, interior offensive lineman Tristan Colon, from the Cardinals.
Is it Cologne or Colon?
Cologne. I'm going Cologne.
That's fair.
What, you've been going Colon all day?
Yeah, we said Colon.
Oh, it's interesting.
I guess Cologne maybe could.
Cologne has a G and, and an E.
Is he pigmented?
Cologna. I think he's pigmented.
It's probably Cologne then.
Black guy can't be named Colon?
No, I think he's like Mexican, like Latino.
Cologne.
Cologne. Which is colon, but saying it way cooler.
Yeah,
Cologne.
My homie Cologne.
Regardless, he had 386 snaps last year and only let up 0 sacks.
Yeah, didn't let up a single sack.
He didn't let up a single sack. He's played 3 years at center at Mizzou. He's played left guard. He's played center, but primarily last year in the majority of his snaps was at right guard. I don't think there's a depth piece. I see a lot of people. Obviously, may become that.
Really?
But you know what it is here in Detroit. You earn yours.
Yeah.
No one's gifted anything. There's a lot of uncertainty in the offensive line right now.
Yeah.
Like the guy probably leader in the clubhouse is Graham. You know he'll have a spot somewhere.
Graham's gonna be center.
Either as a guard and or center. But this guy played center. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
I think it's all wide open. I don't think it's just
I
don't think it's a coincidence that he signs immediately following Frank Ragnar's
absolutely not a coincidence.
Because he's probably a guy waiting because this is a spot where he come in and win the job.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a little bit more than a depth piece. I think the production for him is there, and obviously the opportunity is there for the Detroit Lions too.
This is a guy he's only started 15 games in his NFL career. It's like 4 years. I think he got drafted in 2020.
It's like 4 or 5 years.
So 4 or 5 years that he's played in the NFL. 15 starts spattered throughout, obviously, the Ravens where he was drafted, and then the Cardinals the last 2 years, I believe. I think that, I don't think it's strictly just a depth piece. I think, he's going to fight for a spot, but I think it's more of a guy to push the rookies to be better. Because I think Tate Ratledge should win a spot over Cologna. I think that you look at
no G.
Cologna, you look at Graham Glasgow is going to be your starting center game one. I've already convinced myself of that. I think Christian Mahogany, although he still has to win it, kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's his spot to lose.
Yeah.
It's his spot to lose. One of those guard spots. And I think Tate Ratledge will win the other one. I just think even though they're young, they are more talented. When you look at Mahogany and Ratledge.
Ratledge for damn sure.
So I don't think he wins a spot out of camp. I think they brought him in here in case. This isn't in case Mahogany is struggling or in case Tate Ratledge isn't what they expected him to be. You got a guy that started in the NFL, and he's done pretty good.
I think he signed here to compete for a starting job.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Straight up.
I think he's going to compete for it. I don't think he's going to win it.
And the moments he had last year, he played pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discount that. I think primarily, probably at center, to be honest with you.
You think that if he gets a starting spot, it'd be at center?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Ratledge, you could turn in right now at your right guard.
Yes.
And obviously the same to be said with Mahogany. Yeah.
So you think he's breathing down Graham's neck?
I think he's breathing down all their necks. Because it's kind of interchangeable with him. He's
it's IOL.
All three.
They're all IOL. Of them. Yeah.
But this guy specifically having the experience at center. I know obviously Graham as well too, but I think them bringing this guy in as well is maybe – I guess could be the just in case with Graham as well.
Could be a just in case. I think it's more of, all right, rookies, you're going to have to, you got to earn it. And that's what it is. I don't, yes, is he going to be competing for a starting spot in camp? Absolutely he is. Does he win it? I don't think he does. But I think you brought.
See, I'm not going to hold it up. I can't say that yet.
Yeah.
I want to see. I really do.
Okay, well, yeah. We're still going to see him. We got to see it happen. But I'm going to say I don't think he does. I think the other guys are better than him. But that is a good option to have. Because, like I said, if one of them is not performing, this is a guy who's done it before.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit more of I don't know. I guess I'm not awarding any rookies or anything just yet.
What up,
Other than Ratledge.
Dirt Bike Kids? What up, Dirt Bike Kids?
But right now, there's just so much uncertainty at all three of those positions.
It's wide open. You got to cover your bases. This was a great move. This is a great signing. He is, like I said, They shouldn't allow him to win a spot on this team. I'm not saying it like he's a bum or anything like that, because he's shown that he's a capable lineman for what he is.
Per PFF, and this is, again, only 386 snaps, but amongst the qualified guards in the 386 snaps, it's 29th, out of 136. It's pretty fucking good.
Very good. But you need your young dogs to step up and earn their spot to keep their spot.
I'm going to watch
I don't want to say keep their spot because it's not theirs, but they're going to have to beat them out.
So assuming any type of obviously in case of like an injury or anything, but right now you're looking at this team. Are you looking at the offensive line as this is what it's going to be, or are you still expecting more moves? Or do you think this was the last move?
They're not bringing in anybody else.
Okay.
Unless, God forbid, something else happens.
Right.
But
yeah, because there's not any names.
I didn't even think they were going to do this.
Yeah. This one, it was kind of on my radar. I remember I brought it up a while back. I thought it was Hernandez. But when Brad Holmes was talking about this defense, it was better than he remembered for Marcus Davenport. He was talking about they were watching a free agent on the Cardinals' offensive line. I still think it might have been Hernandez. I don't think he was even starting at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think he started until like week 5 or 6. I was getting ready to look at some of the tape. He is kind of undersized. I'd say he's 6'3". Obviously, we like our offensive lineman a little bit bigger. Well, Holloway's only 6'3", though, too, right? 6'3", 6'4". I mean, we'll see. But I definitely think he's here to compete.
I know it's early, and I know that we're projecting because we don't know truthfully who's going to get that spot. I'm with you, Spenny. I think it is going to be Graham, but given that it's not Frank Ragnow, we talked about this Lions offensive line as 1 or 2 for the last several years in the NFL. What kind of range or ranking do you think they'll be this year? I know that's early to project and you don't know, but you think they'll be a top 10 line still?
Yeah. You got Penei Sewell. You got Taylor Decker. It's not like Taylor Decker's a bum. He's regressing, but he's still I would say a upper half tackle in the league. And you got a lot of potential with the young guys. So I would say top 10. Could they close in on top 5 if everything works out? Sure. If Graham, it truly was just the injuries that were bugging Graham, for sure. But they're not in the top 5 right now.
Easy.
Yeah, same. Top 10, top 15. I mean, there's truly some uncertainty here.
Yeah.
For damn sure. And whether that's stemming off of the way Graham ended his season and to just stepping in with rookies coming in those spots.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't look at me with confidence and say this is a top 5 offensive line. I won't believe you.
Yeah, no.
And do they have the ability to get to that? For sure. They invested a lot into it when you look at the young guys.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about in the next 2 years. We're talking about right now.
Do you think that
if you're bringing in a guy, no offense to him, like Tristan Colin, and he's competing for a starting spot, you're not a top 5 offensive line.
Yeah. So do you think which do you think it affects them more with in terms of their adjusting and getting everybody on page? Because losing a center is a big deal. I know you guys talked about the passing game. Do you think it's going to affect them more there, or do you think it will be
passing game for sure?
Pass protection for sure.
Especially because the center's the guy kind of helping you call out blitzes,
right. Call out blitzes,
guys coming in out of the box.
Make sure guys are set up.
And the other thing too is like if they aren't up to snuff or up to par, it's going to change the way you call the game too. Like I expect the early part of the season a lot more quick passing situations than like maybe letting JG sit back there for a minute because that's not what he does well with.
For sure.
And I'd be fine with that. And I think we have the team to do that too. Like, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of the backfield catching something on like a little Texas slant or something like that. Obviously, Jamison Williams, you saw what he does in the intermediate. That's Amon-Ra's bread and butter. I mean, JG last year had I think he's 31st in average air yards per attempt. We're well equipped offensively to make those type of play calls, but I think that'll be the way you see it in the first part of the season. And lots of running too.
Lots of running.
Lots of running, lots of quick passes.
The easiest way to help out your offensive line is to run the ball. Get those guys going downhill.
I know we talk about it with the defense. The question I like to pose a lot throughout last year was the defense has to be top blank to win the Super Bowl. I'll substitute the offensive line for the question. The offensive line has to be a top what? Can it be a top 10?
For them to win the Super Bowl,
or does it have to be top
10?
They got to be top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
I would say for them to win, they have to be top 10 for them to win the Super Bowl.
The way Jared Goff operates, you have to be.
So, okay. Because
I think they will be.
I didn't know if you were going to take it a step further and say they have to reach that top 5 status in order to get there.
I'm watching some of his pass blocking reps against the Packers.
Not great.
But I mean, it's Rashawn Gary as well. To be fair.
You're going to be seeing him a lot.
Yeah. Maybe seen him twice this season.
Like I said, I think he is brought in here to he's going to compete for a starting spot, but I see him more as pushing the younger guys to work harder rather than actually winning one of those starting spots.
I think you win a spot straight up. But again, we'll see in camp. Where you at with like that speedier type of passing offense? Is that
that's what they've been doing for 2 years?
Yeah, we're equipped.
Yeah,
there's no,
and you got the weapons.
You got the weapons. Let's go to break. We'll come back, and our guy Luke is doing his around the league. We've been.
Don't blow it, kid.
We've been telling him about it for 2 months, it feels like. He's finally going to do it today.
We got one more line. We'll do both. I don't care.
We'll do both.
Well, kid.
We'll do both. We got to do this.
We'll do it after. Luke's going first.
We'll do it after. Luke's going first. All right. Tell us about Jars.
Jars, cannabis, guys, top shelf variety, unmatched quality, price for the people. Visit shopjars.com to find a location near you. 27 of them across the great state of Michigan, including 9 right here in Metro Detroit. If you're in Madison Heights, Grand Rapids, or Milan, there's one coming soon to you too.
And tell us about Massage Chair.
Massage Chair House. I can't steal it. I gotta make my own song. MassageChairHouse.com is where you guys go and schedule an appointment or scan the QR code. My guy, Dr. Eric Duncan, who came through and blessed us with the Pharaoh, was the best massage chair I've ever stepped into in my entire life. They have top tier clientele. I'm talking NFL players, star NFL players who come through and purchase this equipment because it's great for the body. We're not allowed to say who, but they're coming through. Massage Chair House right there at the corner of Bloomfield Hills, Long Lake Road in Woodward. Check it out. It's MassageChairHouse.com.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Beligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
Mad Packs. They are in stores now. Get to getmadpacks.com to find out all the dispensaries they are in. If you just want the regular flower, they've got that for you. They got the THCA Moon Rocks. They've got the Tarantulas, Boom Shakalaka. They got Keef and everything on the outside, or just the high-low infused pre-rolls. It's Mad Packs in stores now. Go to getmadpacks.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WorldSports.com. Me, Joe, my Small Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. We also have Luke Skywalker in the building, who's had a segment he's supposed to be doing for 2 weeks now.
Oh, I clicked the wrong one.
However, I feel like the other one's a little bit more bigger, and you can still fit Luke's in as well. So I'm letting the chat decide. I put the poll out there. Do we let the Rook cook, or do we talk Lions trade rumors? Because this is a trade rumor I denounced immediately, right away when I first saw it.
50-50 right
Absolutely
now.
50-50.
blue balled them.
Let the Rook cook.
Let the Rook cook. We're at 50-50. I'm going to give this thing, what, a minute?
Oh.
Yeah, give it a minute.
You lost.
It's 6:23 or 6:24?
I voted for the wrong one, so if it's a one-vote difference.
I mean, how do we know that one vote? We have to do math to find out the one vote difference. All right, we'll talk to it. Some of you guys may even know the trade situation we're talking about, too. But the Rook Cook would be around the league. Obviously, the Lions trade would be the other one. 48-52. Better get on there and vote, Luke. Try and cook. 48-52.
Let me switch accounts.
1 more minute left.
Damn.
Spinny signing those burners.
29 votes. Make sure you guys smash that like as
I'm
well.
going to try to block his shine real quick. Hold up.
Paul Thomas. Might as well break it down easy. It's JMO trade rumors, really. Maybe. Maybe not. It's coming from a big-name source. Ain't no.
Oh my God, this is
fucking
this
Lansing
is
Journal
close.
proposed trade. Ain't no crazy ass Bleacher Report one either. Bleacher Report with these trade proposals.
Bleacher Report's going crazy.
They be getting out of hand.
Let Rook Cook coming back. Oh,
Let Rook coming back.
50-50.
Oh,
50-50.
52.
Oh shit, son, this is crazy.
Next vote.
What a close poll.
What'd you say?
I said this is such a
Oh!
Cut it.
624, cut it.
I ended it.
He ended it early.
Let the Rook Cook.
Wow.
52-47.
Looks like we are
unanimous
letting
decision.
Plus my vote.
I kind of feel like we should do the Lions one. I'll be honest with you. We're gonna let the Rook cook.
Well, sorry,
Let the Rook
kid.
cook. Huh? What'd you say?
Oh, I was just like, well,
The
sorry,
chat
kid.
doesn't lie. Let the Rook cook.
Yeah, I said 624. You guys ended it prematurely. I don't care though. Let's go. Cook it, Rook. You better be fucking good.
All right, so let's get started. Aaron Rodgers is still a free agent.
God damn it, Chris.
And Steelers mandatory minicamp is coming up on June 10th. Do we think that Aaron Rodgers will be a Steeler?
I feel like he has to, right? He's not just going to sit out a year. That's the only place that he's going to go to play starting ball. He's not going to be a backup, and he's not going to fucking Taiwan to play football. Like, it's the Steelers or nothing, really.
Yeah.
Where's
You
he
don't
gonna go?
trade for DK Metcalf when you have no fucking quarterback to connect with. That, and I got to be honest, as much as I love Mike Tomlin, like the seed's got to be warming up at some point, man. It's not necessarily his fault because you don't got a quarterback. He hasn't had a quarterback since Big Ben.
He got to the playoffs with fucking Kyle Rudolph. Or not
know.
Kyle Rudolph. I do that every time.
Russell Wilson?
No, it's a Rudolph. The one that
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph, yeah.
Yeah.
One that got
He was-
CTE from Myles Garrett.
He was at a Trump rally with I forget who he was with. Oh, it was fucking former Lion Miles.
Killebrew.
Yeah. Someone quoted it like, "Oh, he said it."
All right, so
Yeah, he asked you. You don't just trade for DK Metcalf without a quarterback. You gotta, yeah.
Hell no! He's going back to Egypt to go trip in the pyramids, the very dark rooms out there. He's going to be drinking ayahuasca and finding himself once again, but this time he'll find himself all the way to retirement.
do you drink ayahuasca or do you smoke ayahuasca?
I think you smoke it.
You drink
Isn't it
it.
a plant?
I don't know.
That you just like.
All right, wait.
You smoke DMT, until you drink
can you fix
ayahuasca.
his camera, Chris? Jesus. All right, Rook. What's the next question?
No respect.
In a recent book, American Kings, a biography of the quarterback, Caleb Williams' father stated that Chicago is the place where quarterbacks go to die. These comments seem pretty consistent with what Caleb Williams said, and it seems like this is the last place that...
He said that after Caleb Williams was drafted?
No, before.
Oh,
This was before.
Okay.
Leading up to the draft, they were looking into ways to.
Avoid him.
So we had to go to Chicago.
They were trying to Eli it.
Didn't work out.
That's
what was the last question of it?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to get your guys' opinion on it. I mean, Caleb has stated that like he's happy to be a Bear,
Yeah.
but
He has to do that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I've shout out to Rich Eisen. He kind of broke down, had some of the writers on the show, and it's more so the fucking shit situation that he was going into. Nobody wanted that coach to coach your quarterback. You had a defensive coordinator.
Eberflus.
Yeah, you had a defensive coordinator as your head coach. You expected to groom this quarterback. That was never going to work out. I have no fucking clue why they let him keep that job following that, especially if a quarterback coming in. I get it.
I mean, it is where
it's
quarterbacks go
true.
to die.
Yeah.
And it's a true statement. Like, they've never had a quarterback throw for over 4,000 yards, ever. And they're one of the oldest, probably the oldest, behind Green Bay in the history of the NFL. So, yeah, I mean, can't really blame him.
Yeah. All right, and then we got Saquon Barkley's backward hurdle is officially the cover of Madden 26. Do we think that this is well-deserved, and do we think he will be affected by the Madden curse?
It's well-deserved. That was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen in my entire life. That was otherworldly stuff. Who was on Madden last year? Do we know?
CMC.
Wow.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like the Madden curse isn't a thing anymore. Yeah, maybe it hit Saquon.
I think some people avoided it though. The Calvin set the record after.
Yeah, Calvin set the record after the Madden.
Yeah, I don't believe the Madden curse, but well deserved. I mean, that was one of the sickest plays.
It was insane.
Fucking ever. Like, yeah. I did see our guy Trav make the JMO one that still looked fucking sweet too, but maybe that's next year's. We'll see.
And then we also got a recent trade from the reigning Super Bowl champs. Bryce Huff has been traded from the Eagles to the 49ers. And since 2022, he has had the second highest QB pressure rate, right behind Micah Parsons. Do we think the Eagles will suffer from this trade?
No, I think the Eagles have shown that they don't really need pass rushers. Like, I mean, it's with what you have in the middle, with the kind of meat that you got in there with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, and those are going to help everybody around them be better. Niners are winning that division for sure, though.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, look, their schedule is pretty easy.
I think the Rams are just up there too. I didn't know. What is the Niners schedule?
It's a last place schedule.
We got all summer to pull that up, but yeah, we have to look that down. I think the Rams are up there too, but I'm with Spinny. I think between Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in that middle, I mean, you could damn near put fucking anybody out there, and they're gonna do well. Obviously, Bryce Huff is still really good, and Hassan Reddick was really good, but they got rid of Hassan Reddick when the Super Bowl. They got rid of Smith too. Now they just got Nolan Smith.
They start the season Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, Jacksonville. And then they play the Rams, then Tampa Bay, then Atlanta, Houston, New York, Rams again, Cardinals, Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Colts, Chicago. Wow.
Carolina, 10 wins, though.
Carolina, 10 wins. Carolina might get them.
I don't think
Carolina versus
trap game.
Versus San Francisco, not a trap game. Monday Night Football. People are talking.
Oh,
Carolina's back.
They're good, dude. They got Azeez Ojulari, too. Did they sign him?
The Niners?
No, the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles? Yeah, they did sign Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah, they're good. They'll be fine.
We got OTAs is going on, and Travis Hunter has been lining up at DB and wide receiver. On the off chance that we do see him play both sides of the ball, do we think that he is going to get a contract for one position and make just like average money, or is he going to be paid extra?
I think
that's a great question.
I think he'll get a contract for one position. I don't think you can literally play both sides of the football in the NFL and survive. I don't think that's possible. What I think Travis Hunter should do is be a full-time defensive back and then have packages put in for him to be a receiver. I think that's the easiest way to do it. I think that's the way that makes the most sense because I think he's a better cornerback than he is a wide receiver.
Yeah,
but no, I don't think he's going to get like the double contract where he gets paid like a wide receiver and a cornerback. No, but I love Travis Hunter. He's special, but I think he's better at corner, and that's so easy. Is he going to play every snap on offense? No, just throw him in packages where you got 4 wideouts, different things like that. I think that's the way you do it.
I think if Travis Hunter, you got to go get that contract guaranteed.
Yes.
They're playing both sides of the ball for sure.
Absolutely.
I think him and his agent are probably going to I think he's been playing more snaps offensively from some of the stuff that I've seen and then like defensively here and there. But football's so detailed in terms of like the matchups, the schematics, like week in, week out. There's just no way he could be in both meeting rooms and be effective on each side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with you that he's better as a defensive back, but if you're his agent and you make 10% of that contract, you're supposed to be a wide receiver.
He's a wide receiver.
Because they're making fucking $30 million a year these days.
Yeah. And then we got Patrick Mahomes said that he's going to leave Olympic flag football to some of the younger guys and he will not be participating. Who do we want to represent America at quarterback for flag football Olympics?
By that time,
Bryce
Jaden
Underwood.
Daniels. Jaden Daniels. I'm going Jaden Daniels.
I'm saying Bryce Underwood because I don't think NFL teams will allow their players to play.
No?
Like, I mean,
you might have some in the contract.
You can't like not allow them to play, but do you think the Commanders at that time who will sign Jaden Daniels to a $500 million contract will be like, yeah, you can go play flag football in the Olympics?
Yeah. I wonder how that works though too, because the NFL
makes
also
a cut, tears his ACL, done for the year. Not
allowed for it to happen. So maybe there's some.
It's going to be the college kids, dude. I'm telling you, it's going to be the college kids.
I mean, we're going to die. The thing is, we don't need NFL guys to go out there to win the gold medal.
No.
We're the only fucking country that plays football.
We could get some U30 guys from Detroit and put them out there.
There was,
and like you said,
was one scenario where Canada or someplace blasted the United States team. Pat McAfee was talking about it. It was bad.
And like you said, that one guy says he's better than Patrick Mahomes. So give him the opportunity to go out there and win gold.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't want any Lions playing on the team.
No, absolutely not.
We do not need any professional football players out there to win the gold medal. It's just not necessary at all. It's overkill. It wouldn't even be enjoyable to watch.
It would not be enjoyable.
It's not even like entertaining.
I'd be stressed out the whole time.
I saw
exactly.
Like if Gibbs was out there, I wouldn't be able to watch.
I saw this thing. It was like the 5'7" cornerback from Latvia lining up against Justin Jefferson, and it was that meme of William Dafoe where he's like looking up. That was pretty good. Is that all of them?
I got one more.
Hell yeah, let it rip.
So we've had like a lot of talk about the Eagles being like this amazing team after winning the Super Bowl. Where do you guys rank that 2024 to 2025 Eagles team among the past Super Bowl winners from the past decade?
Ooh,
they're not better than the Bucs. I think the Bucs are probably the best team. Just off the top of my head, obviously I'd have to see a list. But the Tom Brady Bucs, that team was fucking loaded, dude. The Eagles are probably better than the last Chiefs team to win.
Yeah. The Chiefs beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Last time
but this Eagles team with Saquon is a different beast. Yeah,
that offensive line Saquon is actually insane. They're up there, man. Their defense is just too fucking dominant.
The defense was so good,
and
they were healthy.
Vic Fangio calling it. That's disgusting.
And having 21 of 22 day one starters play in the Super Bowl is crazy. I would put them ahead of the last Chiefs team, behind the Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill Chiefs teams, and behind all of them behind the Tom Brady Bucs. So I'd say middle of the pack.
Yeah. You said who else besides the Bucs?
I would say behind the Bucs and the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill Chiefs, but ahead of the Chiefs without Tyreek Hill.
But even them, they beat the Jimmy Garoppolo 49ers, which is like.
Yeah, but still.
I might put them second best. I'll agree with you on Tampa Buccaneers. I'll put the Eagles second best.
Like I said, I'd have to see a list, but off the top of my head.
And they have like the most unstoppable play in NFL history.
Yeah, but. Yeah. Great job, Rook. Way to kill it. Ratings went up. Viewers went up. We're up from.
It was Japan that whooped our ass. Our U30 team.
Dude.
I remember the Pat McAfee show covering it. I mean, that was a disgrace.
Forgive the Japanese.
Should deport every single one of those guys on that team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Japan in flag football. They lost in actual football though.
It was tackle football?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'll find the article. It was bad.
All right, let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll do that other Lions topic that you wanted to talk about, a trade potential. But first,
Loom.
Let me tell you about Loom Cannabis. If you want the best cannabis products, all you got to do is go to Loom Cannabis. You can go to loom.com to find out where a store is near you, or even place your order online, or just scan that QR code and make sure you use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off your order. Not 10, not 50, 30% off your order with promo code WSN30. Grab some Buzzins. I'm telling you, drink of the summer. Perfect on the golf course. 7.5 milligrams per pop. They're delicious. It's the best seltzer I've ever had, and they get you high. Loom Cannabis, Buzzins, promo code WSN30, loom.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won? This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them, and that's not very nice.
The bad boys of Detroit sports media are here. We won't back down. We are Woodward Sports, Detroit's #1 sports network. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Let me tell you about where you can get the best Detroit sports merch in the game. Go to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all seasons. Make sure you are tapping in for the best Detroit sports merch in the game with Woodward Sports.
Olympic speed walking is already a thing. Olympic tag would be cool. Olympic
speed walking thing and not
Olympic gooning.
Olympic gooning is crazy. Olympic bullying is funny.
I feel like Asians would win Olympic gooning. There's a lot of it going on there.
Yeah.
They don't interact with each other.
Your Asian gooning insider tells you it's rampant over there.
Chris.
So to say.
Your Asian guy tells you that gooning's big in the market right now.
It's big in the market right now.
Oh, dude, I might have to leave.
You better tap in.
Let's save this for tomorrow.
I don't want to save it. It's a great topic. It's going to be dead.
I'm about to poop.
Go poop.
I got okay.
All right. So ESPN, and I've tried to dismiss this topic any other time it's ever come up, continuously, because it just doesn't ever make fucking sense. And it's Trey Hendrickson to the Detroit Lions. Just based on what the Detroit Lions do, we already know. We call him Bargain Bin Brad for a reason. He doesn't want to pay. Go ahead. We should. Might as well, right? He doesn't want to pay these big-ass contracts. And for sure, for damn well, is going to give up assets to then pay a guy a big-ass contract. Trey Hendrickson, the reason why he's being talked about getting traded right now is because he wants the money. He wants a big contract from the Bengals and or whoever he gets traded to. Not going to happen here in Detroit. However, we did clear up $9.2 million in cap space with Frank Ragnar retiring. And I do think that makes it a little bit more realistic than ever before. And Ben Solak, who writes for ESPN, he proposed this. Detroit Lions traded a 2026 second rounder, a 2027 fourth rounder that can become a third rounder with performance conditions for Trey Hendrickson and a fifth-round pick, Nick. What are you doing?
I'm doing this in a heartbeat. This isn't a discussion. Yeah, I think this is your best shot to win a Super Bowl, even though Frank Ragnow just retired. This is still your best shot. You're going to have your horses back healthy, and yeah, Trey Hendrickson raises your ceiling to not just getting to a Super Bowl, but we've talked about it multiple times. It's going up against an elite quarterback and winning that Super Bowl. To pair Aiden Hutchinson with Trey Hendrickson, those are two of the top 5 defensive ends in the league, arguably. Yeah, I think you can beat an elite quarterback in the AFC. And yeah, I would do this in a heartbeat. This isn't mortgaging a future. We already are talking about we can't pay enough players. We're going to have to hit deep in the drafts.
Yeah.
We're going to hit deep in drafts. That's what Brad does. Christian Mahogany's going to start. What was he, 6th rounder?
Yeah.
I'm not too worried. We're going to be just fine.
And here's a list of the past defensive coordinators. Give you mind of the defenses as well that won the past 10 Super Bowls. Obviously, last year we saw Vic Fangio. Before then, it was Steve Spagnuolo, who I think is very underrated. Raheem Morris in there as well, who's now head coach for the Falcons. Todd Bowles, Steve Spagnuolo again, Bill Belichick, Jim Schwartz, Bill Belichick, and Wade Phillips. Defense still, as much as we're in the offensive generation where you can't touch wide receivers, still wins championships. I definitely think it's something you got to consider. Now, again, this is a topic I've always dismissed because I can never see Brad doing this.
Yeah.
But now that you've cleared the cap space, I mean, I know you want to do it. Do you think it's realistic? Are we tripping?
Just like, is Scott Harris going to go get Alex Bregman? Should he do it? Yes. Will he do it? Different story. Do I think Brad Holmes is ultimately going to give up a second rounder to go get Trey Hendrickson plus? No, I don't think Brad is going to do this. I don't believe this is in Brad's DNA. But should he do this? Yeah, I think he should, because it just raises this team's ceiling. And in a spot where you need it the most, where your offense probably is going to take a little step back, about the Ben Johnson news and then the Frank Ragnow news going down, yes, I do think this offense will take a minor step back. It's yet to be seen with the whole offensive line. But if you can raise this team's defensive ceiling, which getting Trey Hendrickson does, you're ultimately talking about winning a Super Bowl. And that's all that should matter. I'm not worried about next year's second rounder at all.
Yeah, I think that it's still just not going to be something that they do, because ultimately it's the contract extension part of it. I don't believe if you get him for the price of a 1-year rental, I think Brad Holmes does it. But you're not going to get Trey Hendrickson that way. You're not going to get him as a rental. So for me, I think it's something where they're not going to do it just because of the contract extension part.
We got a lot of people to play. Like kind of what Chris said. 1 year would be good. See what we can do with him. I mean, if Trey Hendrickson gets added to our D-line, that's like a top 3 D-line in the league.
Yeah.
You know, and that just takes off that much more pressure from our cornerbacks and our safeties, and they can go make a play. I think they'd definitely be scary if we got Trey Hendrickson.
I've been, again, super dismissive of it, but I'm still kind of am. First, the reason you said, like, we're not giving that contract. You're giving up, because next year, if we went ahead and did that trade, then you're talking about you get a first-round pick and you're not drafting again until the 5th round. Straight up, because you don't have any third-round picks. Because Isaac Tesla. Then you're giving up a second-rounder. Then you're a 4th-rounder. Like, I don't even know how that would evolve into a 3rd-rounder. If we're not going to have a 3rd-rounder for 2 more years. The other part of it, too, is I said this during the draft process. I say it during the free agency process. Like, everybody wants these fast, quick, twitchy defensive ends. That's Trey Hendrickson. He's a speed rusher, not a power rusher. That's not our system. It's the big body guys.
We still thought that's the trade deadline stuff, or that
is the trade topic. Yeah, we just cleared up $9.2 million.
Hendrickson? He's not playing unless he has a contract. We're not going to give him a long-term contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you got to hear. If he's not playing for the Bengals without getting a contract, why would he play for us without getting a contract? He knows that he leads the league in sacks the past 2 years. He deserves $40+ million. He's going to get it. It's not going to be from us. And he's not going to play unless he gets it.
Yeah, I'm kind of back on poo-pooing it. But the money was cleared and the path was made, and I made a little bit more sense of it. But again, we're not.
But you see
between
Brad
the scheme
Holmes
and the check, it's just not going to be.
When he has money, what does he do? He spends it on his guys.
Yeah,
he spends it on his guys. Like he's looking at this 9.2 of Frank Ragnow.
Anzalone.
Anzalone. Yeah, Zadarius Smith. Like, let me take care of the guys that I know.
And $9.2 million would be about $31 million too light for Trey Hendrickson to play. So, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Pay him market value as a 1-year rental. He's not going to sign a deal. He's not going to play at all unless he has a contract. Why the fuck would he sign a 1-year deal with the Lions?
That would be the only. That would if that did happen, which it's not. But if it did, that's the only way I see Brad Holmes making this move.
He's not a young guy hunting. He knows that this is his last shot to cash in at a
big
super mega contract that he deserves because of his play the past 2 years. He's not playing for a 1-year deal, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I'm not even. I mean, it's not going to be a thing. He wants money. He's like 30 years old, twilight of his career.
Yes.
Like with all due respect, I still think he's going to have a good year, but he's not. He's going to get better. It's not a situation.
This is his peak, and he's going to cash in at his peak.
So even investment-wise, I don't even know.
Now, if he's super mega ultra Dan Campbell guy, and he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do 1 year with the Lions.
Even
Super Bowl.
then.
Cool, but that's not going to happen. This is his livelihood. This is his family's livelihood. He's cashing in.
Nick and Easy smoking copium. Don't know how. I said it's not going to happen. I don't know.
Olympic tickle fighting, says Michael DeVries.
I saw Olympic gaslighting. I feel like you'd be up for
gaslighting.
You'd be up with it.
Gold
medalist in the States in that one for sure.
Gaslighting isn't a real thing. You just make shit up, dude.
See, there you go. Olympic gaslighter.
That's at least bronze right there.
I don't even know what gaslighting is, bro. You're just talking shit.
Gold medal.
Gaslighting is so annoying because sometimes you're talking to your girl or whatever, and you're making valid points of why she like.
Stop gaslighting me! I'm not gaslighting you. You just say that when I'm right.
I'm being
That's
right.
gaslighting and true at the same time.
That's why I hate the whole gaslighting thing. I really do. Sick of it. Done.
Let's just get rid of gaslighting.
But do
Just
it
admit when you're wrong.
For real. Damn.
Accountability. Come on.
Dude,
Don't
I'm
be
telling
ridiculous.
What?
That was like a top 5 poop of my life.
Okay.
I'd put that. That was
all
okay.
right.
That was a great
Power rank them.
Okay, let me tell you about buddies.
There's one where I ate half a box of Fiber One brownies at swim practice.
All right.
We don't care. Mute his mic. Cut his mic.
Shit was crazy. Literally. Shit was crazy.
All right, Buddy's Pizza. Let me tell you guys about the best pizza right here in Detroit. They've been around for the longest, represent some of the biggest brands, including Detroit Zoo. These teams we love as well as Woodward Sports. It's Buddy's Pizza. Waiting for the promo code.
Right there.
Bam.
Bam.
10 meal. Save yourself 10% on Buddy's Originals Detroit-style pizza by using promo code 10 meal. Out of the reach.
And the weather's getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
You can get a 2025 Chevy Silverado for just $199 a month, or you can get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $259 a month. Come visit any of Feldman's 5 Chevy locations in Novi, Highland, New Holland, New Hudson. Oh my God. Any of the 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, or Lansing. Make sure you check out Feldman today.
Mailbag from Steve-O Baby.
Happy birthday, gay bitch.
Happy birthday,
That's
gay
crazy.
bitch. Shout out.
Gay bitch.
Probably went through a lot in elementary school with that name.
Pride Month.
You know, shout out Pride Month. Shout out gay
shout
bitch. Steve-O Babies, his mailbag.
He was like, hey, my birthday.
Should beer drinking be an Olympic sport?
Gaslight.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I've done beer Olympics before.
Olympic tag should definitely be a thing.
Tag would be
Who wins a fight, Helen Keller or Nick? I got money on Helen Keller.
I mean, Helen Keller's got feats, dude. Like, she's
got 6th sense, too.
She flew a plane, which, again,
did it happen?
That pilot, dude, somebody needs to strip him of his license. He had to have been drunk and, like, talking to the stewardess, like, hey, well, watch. We're going to get her to fly the plane. Or they either did it that way, or somebody, Olympic gaslighting, just had her sitting on a bench in the backyard and was blowing a fan in her face like, fly the plane.
That'd be the funniest.
There's the only 2 reasons. Helen Keller is either not real or she's
unwraps some smelly cheese and like, yeah, we're in France now.
Yeah, she wrote books.
How?
How does that make sense?
I think it was like you're a younger sibling. I'm an older sibling, and you know, your cousins or whoever come over and they want to play your game. If it's a 1-player game, you just give them the unplugged controller. I mean, that's what it was too.
Yeah.
I gave her a little fucking.
My brothers didn't even give me
steering
unplugged
wheel.
controllers. I just had to sit and watch. She was tough. That's why the N64 was dope, because it had 4 controllers. We had the game. We had the extend pack for PS2 where you plug it in and it's got a shit ton on. Gauntlet Dark Legacy, used to play that game all the time. Shit was tough.
Olympic relaxing.
Mailbag. Steve-O Baby is not
Olympic
real.
elderly beating.
Mailbag. What is a normal number of poops per day? I would say 1.5, 1 to 2.
Yeah.
I poop like twice a day.
It's the
I
same
remember
approach.
I told my mom that. I was like, yeah, I poop like twice a day. She's like, what?
Look,
I poop like twice a week. I was like, Mom, that's not good.
That's
like, what is that? You got to get more fiber in your diet or something.
It's like Spencer. It's like the owls.
Not really. I'd say I talked about poop just about equally as I normally do.
No, there's a lot more today.
It's like the owl.
It's like the top five
It's
poop.
the owl rule.
Beyond like you having a great poop, you went into like an old poop that you had in the past.
It wasn't like I went into detail about it. It was like
You
two
started
sentences. I just said I ate some Fiber One brownies, which is true. It was great poop.
It's a lot of poop talk.
Got some breaking news. Sorry Gets Along is officially starting tonight, which we know, but Dylan Smith has been optioned to AAA Toledo. He got two times, or he's, God damn it.
There you go.
He got
Come on, fight through it.
Starts out there, yeah. It's
Got 2 appearances for the Tigers. and
Exactly.
Didn't look bad, but I mean, he's
gave up the 3-run shot to.
He's not a major league arm.
Or did not get.
Back to the desk.
Back to the desk, boys.
Not a major league arm. That's fine.
Cash.
That sounded good.
I mean, I'm not ready to say that yet. He could be, but he wasn't ready to
Not right
roll.
now.
Yeah.
Olympic sleeping. I could sleep.
Mailbag. Can we finally move on from Devin Booker? Not only is he about to make $75 million per year, or per Windhurst, he says, but he just handpicked his head coach. Hang it up, please.
Lunchbox says, of course, they option the black guy. Easy. How do you feel about that?
Option. I mean, let's be honest. A couple pitchers on that mound have been struggling yesterday.
Yeah.
A couple guys could have been optioned.
Hannafy and Brebbia.
We've been Hannafy a little bit more time, but Brebbia.
See you later, bud.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I wish I could have kept Dylan Smith a little bit longer. But, I mean, AJ knows best, so I'm not going to question that.
Olympic shootout, also known as war.
By the way.
That's fair.
Shout out. I am not giving up on Devin Booker. No. I'm still down for that all day.
I'm still down for it. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to keep him.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's a lot of KD rumors flying around right now, too.
Oh, KD's getting traded for sure.
I hate the ones I'm hearing. I heard he
New
and
York.
Giannis might team up in Toronto. I saw he was trying to go to San Diego or San Antonio.
San Antonio's apparently where his camp wants him to go.
Really?
I would slit his Achilles myself. That's bullshit. That is absolutely. I would be so fucking pissed.
Dude, Wemby.
If I can't have you, no one can.
Easy's writing Stan letters.
I mean, what the fuck? That would be bullshit.
Yeah, if they stole Wemby and KD from us, Easy, you'd be.
I'd be. Yeah.
Nick, what's your prediction on the Tigers game tonight? With Sawyer Gibson Long on the tit.
I am going to say it's going to be a 6-3 ball game.
Tigers win?
Tigers win.
Who's got
Tigers win.
Who's got the big hit?
Colt Keith, third base. Colt Keith.
Third base? He's playing third?
He's not in yet, but AJ said he was taking reps at third. Going to be ready to rock if called upon.
See, with Carpal, I'd rather him DH because he makes me nervous as fuck on defense.
Yeah. This was the quote. When could we see Colt Keith at third base for the first time? AJ Hinch could see him tonight. So I'm calling for a pinch hit, place third in like the 8th or the 9th.
Who's at third tonight? Javi?
I got to pull it up. At third base, starting for the Detroit Tigers.
I mean, it's
Andy
one of,
Ibanez.
Yeah.
Mailbag.
You say it's one of 3 guys.
Skydiving or swimming with the sharks?
Skydiving. Fuck skydiving.
Yeah,
Never catch me swimming with sharks, dude. What the fuck?
Why? There was a video I saw on my timeline the other day where the shark got through the fucking cage.
Yeah, you know poop. They call it shark sugar.
You with the poop again.
I watched, you never seen that episode of Robin Big?
Mailbag. What's the normal number of poops per day? For me, it's 3.
We already did that.
I know what video you're talking about
poop
too.
on the brain.
That was the one.
You're openly just talking about poop.
That's the poop.
You
we
are
talked
unprovoked
about.
poop talking. I was reading the mailbag.
I ain't rapping. I'm just poop talking.
Mailbag will be another heavyweight 24-hour stream this year.
Shorty's just talking
if
shit.
the money's right, you know what I'm saying?
Money, I'm not your funny.
If the money right, for sure.
Yeah, it may be on a personal channel, you know? So
it's getting long, boys. It's getting long.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think if we do it
after
poop talk.
Nice.
Poop
on the brain.
Maybe before the other Tigers season, because I
must be.
I don't know, Nick.
Some
with you being bald, and the Tigers fucking starting off hot.
We shaved it late
when's
January,
the
early February.
West Coast trip? We could do it when we line up if they have like a 9 o'clock game, 9:30 game.
We already had a West Coast trip.
They don't have another one.
We have the 6.
I don't think so.
They don't go to the West Coast again?
6 easiest
Never
strength
again.
of
Never
again.
schedule.
That was it. One time.
The 6 easiest strength of schedule based off winning percentage. Moving forward, by the way, Detroit
Let's
Tigers.
see. You better fucking hope they don't, Nick.
Well, we started with
You better
LA
hope,
and
Nick.
Seattle, and then we went and played Colorado. We
Better
played.
fucking hope, Nick. Oh, at Seattle, huh? No, that was at
We
home.
played them.
Mailbag.
They
It's
don't.
normal for
Oh,
a 4-finger prostate exam.
Probably play the A's.
They play at the A's.
I'm never going to that dentist
in
again.
August. Ooh, it's gonna be some hot games.
Yeah, I'm not going bald during right now, but I can put the beard on the line potentially.
Justin asked the
Thanksgiving.
mailbag. That's probably tailored for you, Spinny, because there's lots of Asian sounding
people
names
have a
in there.
lot to say about the beard, Spenny.
What does he say?
A
I
lot
need to find
say.
it. I
Where
can't
is it?
even.
Who said it?
Justin.
Justin? Just Justin?
This
just in.
This just in.
Damn it, I missed it.
You gotta find it. There's a lot of
How far back was
something.
it?
He said, "What? Get your pants higher." Silent Hill F, and some other shit.
I can't find it.
No, I can't find it either. Mailbag.
Well,
Big Mommy Milkers, or a nice poop factory.
Oh,
Poop Factory first.
Ghost of Yotai for sure.
I don't know. I don't even know what side of the aisle I stand on that one.
Ghost of Yotai for sure. I've never been a Silent Hill guy, but that new Ghost game's gonna be fucking sweet.
Mailbag, Big Mommy Milkers, or a nice poop factory.
Poop factory.
Yeah, you're a big poop guy.
Turd cutter for sure, dude.
Love
love a nice
that's all I
buttocks.
Leaning into it.
Intern?
I mean, do you what? You guys tits or ass? I mean, I like thighs too. I'm a thigh guy.
Yeah.
But I'm yeah.
I'm
I like a nice
constantly
rump.
cooking some chicken thighs up.
Dude, a thigh, in my humble opinion, a thigh is the best piece of a chicken and the best piece of a woman.
Luke?
Like asking to pick which kid you like more. You know?
There's no real answer.
The scholar answer.
Every parent has a
Chris,
favorite.
what are you doing with his camera, bro?
No.
Hey, Luke, how you doing, man? All right, well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button. For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, for Luke, for Rod, I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.